All right, gang, welcome to our phase 2 foot and ankle circuit. And with this circuit, we're just going to progress where we did in the last circuit. So thing one is we're going to work on our big toe. And now we're going to go closed chain. Okay, so what this one is going to look like is, the practice here is being able to do that. What your body's going to want to do is crunch your toes down. Okay, so what I would actually encourage you to do in order to practice this one is get your weight against the wall, or get your hands against the wall. Push your weight over your heel, and then work on lifting your toe. So you might not get a lot of height initially, and that's okay. But I want you to just kind of hold with each rep, and I want you to feel that lift that is straight. Okay, so I'm pushing my body back over my foot, so I'm not super forward, and that's going to give my toe room to move, like right off the bat. Just going to do that 10 times. And then we're just going to switch sides. I don't care how high you lift your toe. And what I want you to do is, I want you looking at your toes, and I want you to make sure that they stay quiet. You can lift your toe up and you can hold. But what I don't want to see is your small toe smashed into the ground. So next, we're going to do some ankle cars. With this one now, we've been working on coming up and down. Now we're just going to do a full circle. So I go like this. I'm just going to do a kind of a clockwise and a counterclockwise circle. We're just going to do 6 reps, just very slow. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. Again, just working on the circle that I can control without my circle getting too big that my toes start to move along with it. We're trying to disassociate the motion of the ankle from anything else. All right, now next we're going to do a seated tibial card. With this one, I'm actually going to face the camera this way so you can see what I'm doing fully with my foot. I'm going to straighten my foot out. I'm going to turn my foot in. I'm going to pull my heel back, turn my foot out, and straighten my leg out. So foot's pointed down. I'm going to pull my toes to my foot towards my nose, pull in. And again, I'm just going to do this 6 times. Now I'm going to show you an error here. You'll see your knee wants to track in with it, or you'll get to a certain place and your knee will bow out. I want your knee to go in a straight line towards your head, basically. And if you notice that it starts to deviate from that path, that's as far as I want you to go. You'll feel your hamstring kicking in a little bit, that's fine. 1. This is 6, I believe. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Toes are up. Last one. All right, now we're going to go on. We're going to move on to our knee drive. With the knee drive now, in the last phase, we kind of worked on just pushing the knee into the block. And the reason that we do that is we want your knee to stay over around your third toe. So as you drive your knee forward, it doesn't go like that. Okay, so we're going to plant our heel and we're going to work on continuing to keep the weight through the inside of the heel. And now we're just going to do it without losing the heel. And I'm just going to drive the knee over around the middle of my foot. I'm going to do the other, and we're just going to do this about 10 times. And again, we still want that same sensation of inner thigh as well as shin. But I want to intentionally do that. If I need to push my knee out a little bit, activate my hip, that's fine. I can definitely do that. You might need to turn your foot out a little bit, even going out to there. You want to be able to get the weight on the inside of the foot so you can feel your inner thigh before ever moving. And so we try it here, we try it here, and then we try it out here. And then from there, we just do 6 to 10 slow knee drives. And then we switch sides. So again, creating that pressure. You might need to do something a little bit different on one side versus the other. All right, final exercise here, split stance calf raise. So this is the exact same thing that we did on the wall. I can take my hands and sort of push myself over my calf a little bit. I don't want to be so far forward. And actually, I can progress this by being further forward as I do this, but let's start less weight bearing first. Okay, and I'm gonna, again, drive through the ball of my big toe. And this leg, so the weight's in this side, but this side will just kind of offload me a little bit there. Should be able to do 10 reps here. Now I can make this harder by just leaning into it and kind of taking more weight off this side, as you can see or feel. But again, I want to feel that fatigue accumulate through my lower calf, through my calf, but also I don't want to feel a lot of knee, and I want to be able to get that pressure straight through the ball of my big toe, my first metatarsal, as opposed to like through my big toe, like I feel like it's being jammed, or I'm seeing my weight kind of roll off to the outside. You'll see a lot of people that they'll do a calf raise and it won't look like that. It'll look more like that, where the knee goes out and the weight's actually borne by the outer toes, which I don't want. Okay, so let's go. Just gonna do 10 here. So you can kind of just be very careful and observant of making sure that the weight is primarily centered over your first metatarsal. That area is the heavy area. All right, give it a shot. Let me know if you have any questions.